Hi everyone, it's Winona and welcome to a second video in my series using up junk mail and packaging. And I didn't get quite everything collaged that I wanted to, but I've got quite a bit done, so I thought I would continue with the next video. And these are the pieces that I collaged of the junk mail. Now I did make a mistake, and yeah, I covered the backs with just scraps and some of my digitals, and I think these are Gail Augustinelli's, these here. And then that's the back. And that's another one, that's my digital as well. These are all done using my digitals and papers from my Century Old paper pack and some sheet music. I can see through that, but I don't think that'll matter once we get it cut up. And then this is some tea dyed paper that I did last summer. This is some coffee dyed paper. I really need to remember her shop name, but I will look it up and I will link it below. These I didn't finish the backs of, so I'm not even going to look at them today. These smaller ones, I think I'll cut them in half when they're done and make tags out of them. But they don't have the backs on as well. But you'll notice when I was doing the bigger pieces, I was using bigger pieces of paper. And as I went down in size, I cut the size down a bit. And then there again. And I don't know if that really matters, because you take that big piece and you cut it up to small pieces like this. And it's got the big collage on it, but it was just something, as I was doing it, it felt right to me. And I was having fun. I really struggled with collage until I came across just starting at the outside and working my way in. And I find that really works for me. So these pieces we're not going to work on. This is the one envelope that I did. That I did both sides the same because I was going to, you know, fold it and make pockets out of it. Well, I didn't. When I did the first side, I should have taken it and folded it. Oh, I think that is a fold there. But when I did the first side, I should have taken it and folded it. And then when I did the second side, folded it right away again, because I really couldn't find the folds in here. So what I think I'm going to do is just cut it up and make a pocket out of it, because I was going to sew it together anyway. And I don't know if we'll get to this piece today or not. This is the other envelope that I did. Oops. And I folded it as I was doing it. And this turned out big enough to be a cover for a journal. So I'm debating what I'm going to do with it. I could cut it apart and make two little booklets for a journal, or I could use it as a journal cover. So that I probably won't work on today as well. But I think now that I've settled in a bit, I find when I do videos, at first I'm kind of nervous and I just go full speed ramble. But as I settle in, I seem to be not so bad. So I didn't ink anything. And normally I would just cut these up then and decide what I'm going to do, ink and decorate, and I would stitch around the edges as well. But I was watching, I believe it's Tatty Treasures is the name, and she added some kind of what I would have thought were like focal points or decorating, and she added some of that to her collage sheet before she cut it up. Well, I have all these things I've been cutting. It was part of my healing, again, from the chemotherapy. And I cut out a whole bunch of stuff that I haven't put away yet and organized. And then I also cut out, I think, Lorna at Tailor Made Journals. When I first started, I bought quite a few of her digitals, and I cut them out. So I thought I would maybe use some of these to put on the paper before I cut it up, and then some of these could be used as focal points. I really feel the need to declutter a bit and use what I have instead of always finding the next sparkly thing that I think I absolutely need. I want to use what I have. Also, last summer I took a lot of Artie Maze's pieces, her little tags that look like metal, and I sat for days and I embossed with ultra thick embossing enamel and that Seth, I can't think of the last name, it was a beeswax kind of embossing powder, and I sat for days and embossed those pieces. And I know I put them in a metal tin. Well, I found the metal tin, but they're not in there, so obviously I thought I found a better way to store them, and I have no idea where they are, and I'm kind of upset with myself because of that, because I do pride myself on being organized, as I'll show you now. I made these ephemera books maybe the year before, and instead of putting on them what's in them, I numbered them. So I used a piece of, it's distress paper, or it's like a cork almost. I bought years and years ago. It was a Tim Holtz product, and I stamped a number on it. And then I'm going to take this off my sewing machine. It's stuck there pretty good. I made a legend. So my number 1 book contains flowers, number 2 butterflies, birds, and so on, so that I don't keep these books on my desk I work on, because it's cluttered up enough. I keep them on another desk. But when I need to look for something in a book, I know which book to go to. And my sewing machine is always on my desk, so I just keep that on my sewing machine. So here I've got this book, number 1, and it's got flowers in it. So I've actually I made these and I love them. They look beautiful. But I've not been using them a lot since I found another system. But this is the other style of book I used. This was number 5. And I've just used paper, decorative cardstock. And this one has all my tags in. And I find these skinny ones can hold as much as the bigger ones and take up much less space. So I thought I might use those today. But then Gail, she started using pencil cases. And I had these I bought years ago. So I started using them. And the pieces I was embossing were pieces like these. And I wanted to use them today and I can't find them. So this looks like it's Artie Maze and Crafty Cat that I cut up in here. And I must have done this while babysitting my granddaughter, because normally that would have been sorted. But then I've got this one. I want to make little tags to hang down the end, but I haven't yet. This one has blank labels and tags. And then I can just go in there. And I have little baskets here that I can spread the pieces out in as I'm working. So anyway, a little bit for my organization. So I've got that all piled up to the side. And I've got these here. So I am going to grab a few of the smaller pieces here. Where was I looking before? Of these ones here. And I'm going to just put a few here and there. And again, I don't want to think too much. I want this to be fun. I don't want to have to worry that, you know, you didn't do this right, you didn't do that right. So I'm doing this knowing that some of these are going to get cut up into pieces. And I also have, I was working on my Etsy store the other day, and I wanted to take photos of some things. So I also have some of these that I cut out. Oops. And they don't all have to be the same way. Let's put that down there. I think that's all I'm going to use on this. And then because some of them are cardstock, I'm going to use art glitter glue on them. Oh, but I didn't ink around all the edges, so I'll ink around the new pieces. I've also made a decision. I was posting my videos on some of the groups on Facebook to try to grow my channel, but I really struggle. I don't have a lot of energy, and I found it really hard for me to keep up. And also, they don't allow you, some of those groups don't allow you to use any links. And I like to link to my Etsy store because I'd also like to grow my Etsy store a bit. I am disabled and on a limited income, and I would kind of like to, you know, have that little bit extra money. And I do have a lot of things that I would like to sell. So I decided that, and I also get a lot of ideas from other people, and I was feeling guilty using other people's ideas and not giving them credit like they should have. So I've made a decision not to post on Facebook groups anymore. I'm just going to slowly grow my channel from my viewers that I have. And if you do like my rambling and you do enjoy what I'm doing, and hopefully I'll get better as I go on, I would appreciate it if you have friends that are interested in the same thing, if you would let them know about me. And subscribe and like everyone else says. And hopefully I can grow my channel that way. And I know it'll take much longer, but I do believe I made the right decision. I really was. Gail Augustinelli made a comment one day about people using other people's ideas and never giving credit. And it really hit me, and I felt so guilty. So I've decided that, oopsie, that's not for me. I need to give the people I got the idea from credit. So of course I will have a link below to Tatty Treasures, I think it is. I really like her style. And I'll link to her channel, as well as the lady I got the coffee dyed paper from. I know I also get it from Triple V Vintage and Vintage Polka Dot Shop, but I feel like they get a lot of promotion from Gail, and I would like to support someone that, like me, is, you know, starting out small and doing a really good job of what she sells. I love her paper, but maybe doesn't have the sales because of that. So anyway, that's my preaching for the day. And talking about preaching, I really feel that God has put it in my heart to do some scripture journals, whether they be prayer journals. I have a journal that I do a devotional every day, and it's got a scripture verse with it. And I write that scripture verse in my journal every day. And that part of that was a healing throughout my cancer, because I was struggling with my memory. But now I just feel that taking the time to write that scripture just allows me to spend that little extra time I need with the Lord. And I try to do it every day. And truthfully, there are times when life gets really busy and I don't get to do it every day. But generally, once I get caught up, I do sit down and do the days that I've missed. I do struggle. Like I do get exhausted very easily, and I can't do videos all the time because of that. I'm very limited. Like my 6x6 project that I still plan on finishing. It's sitting in a basket beside me because I really haven't had time to get back to it. So where we were at on the last video is where we're at now, because I haven't gotten anything else done. Oh, oops, that wasn't a good idea. Okay, so now we have to decide how we want to cut these. And I think the first thing I'll do is, I'll see how big this is. So this is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.5. So I think the first thing I'll do is cut this in half lengthwise. And I'm not sure if I have you on camera totally, but I use my cutter upside down because I can't see the numbers very well. So this way here, I can see the numbers better. This trimmer is a good trimmer, but it really, it's really hard to see the numbers. And that doesn't look straight to me. Doesn't even look like in half. But I think I'm going to cut it here. And if I have to, I'll straighten it up after. Okay, so that's cut in half. And then I think I'm going to make tags mostly today. So I think I'm going to make my tags about 3 inches. 3 inches. And then that can be a smaller tag. So I think I'll take the other one, and these are a bit longer, and I'll do the same. I'll do 3 inches. 3 inches. 3 inches. And this, I think I need to trim the end off of it as well. Okay. So that's done. Okay, so we've got some tags here that we can decorate, ink up and decorate now. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is cut the corners off. And I have 2 ways to do this. This was a punch that I saw someone on YouTube using, and it was discontinued, but it's now brought back. William Embrecker Keepers has brought it back, and it does an angle punch. So then I just have to decide which way's up and which way's down, and it'll punch my corners. So, and I think I'll trim this a bit on this side. And these are my big honkin' scissors from Dollarama. I wish I'd bought another pair because they're really good. So the other way to do your corners, or to angle your tags, is to take and cut a corner and then flip it over and line it up and cut the other corner. With this method, you can, that's not the very nicest tag, but you can choose what angle you cut at, whereas with the punch, you only have one angle. But with the punch, it's just quick and easy. So that's what I'm going to do. And I think I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to ink them up. And you're going to see this paper transform. This one's kind of not so sure about it. So I think I'm going to do it this way. And I need to trim a bit. Okay. And this, do I do it this way and then the writing's upside down? Or do it this way and leave it as a card? I think I'm going to leave that one as a card. And I'll do this way. So anyway, I hope everyone's doing well. It's cold here today at home. Last week it was like 30 degrees and it was so hot. And now, like at night, it's freezing at night. It's going down to, well, Celsius 0. I'm glad. I'm usually pretty late at doing my garden and that. And I always say you don't do it till the long weekend in May. And I don't put my bedding plants out until a week or so later. So I don't have to really worry about anything freezing thank goodness, but I know I have friends that have their garden out. So I'm going to grab a book here so that I don't make a mess. I have a notebook from students at school that at the end of the year they throw their notebooks in the garbage, and I took a few and just tore out their pages, and then I use them to ink on. So I'm going to ink around the edges, and again I use gathered twigs. I'm going to trim this bottom too. Do you find, like, I can't cut with my scissor the other way? I go this way around things, and I see people go this way, and I don't know if that's a left-hand, right-hand thing, or if that's just me. But I find it difficult to cut the other way. So now what I do is I'm just going to go, actually I'm going to use one of these makeup brushes. I just go lightly over this. There we go. Oopsie. So we'll do this one. So I babysit my granddaughter this weekend. I'm looking forward to it. We haven't really spent time together for well over a month because I was so sick for all of April. And then when they asked at the beginning of May, I still wasn't totally feeling that great. So I don't know what we're gonna do together. We always do some kind of craft project, or I'm thinking we might do some dangles while I'm there for my Etsy store. You know, I've always my biggest goal in life was to be a grandma. From the time I was little, I wanted to be a grandma. It wasn't too, like, motherhood didn't really excite me, but I just wanted to be a grandma. And I only have one grandchild, and I just love her to death. And she's not perfect, but she is adorable. The other day, she takes after her dad, which is my son. And when he was little, he used to make faces all the time. We couldn't get a picture of him without him making a face. And she's kind of the same. Anyway, she was eating an ice cream cone at the kitchen table, and her mom was filming her. I'm going to trim that off. And all of a sudden, she let out a huge belch. Just like, I couldn't believe it was coming from a little kid. And her mom says, "What do you say?" She mumbles off something in her little language, and Brett says, "What do you say after you burp?" And she puts down her head and she says, "Excuse me." I thought it was so cute. It's like, oh, what a kid. And of course, I bought her princess dresses, costumes, and a ghost princess costume, and so every day she's wearing one of these. Now she's even got the gloves. She's always got her tiara on and wearing jewelry. She's always got a necklace on, and I know she got that from me because I've always loved wearing jewelry. And when she was a baby, she would always, when I held her, she would always play with my necklace that I had on. But I think it's cool that now I'm kind of into making jewelry too, and we can do that together. Okay, this Mongolian paper that the digital I made out of some pieces of Mongolian paper from Mongolia that's over 100 years old, and it really looks nice on the cards. So anyway, that's done. So now we have to decide what we're going to put on these cards. I also have a couple of drawers filled with different die cuts because I like to layer things. I might use those. So we'll see. we'll see. I think we'll work out of this basket, and I'll see what I can find. Let's see. That's kind of small. I do like the bird cage. Oh, and with the eggs, I do like that. So I do have, I have tiny embellishments here. And I think what I'll do is grab a basket. I get so cluttered when I craft. That's why I haven't done any videos of me decorating things, because I like to have everything out and around me and have lots of choices. So anyway, we've got that, and I've got some little tags. Let's see, I put that there and that there. What do you think? I always think I need something like to layer a bit. I like that, but I thought I had doilies somewhere. But I think I'll just keep it simple like that. No. Oh, this really brings out the red in the... I do like that, but then I think, what do I put at the top? No. No. Which one is my tickets here? Number 5. Let's see if we have something in here that we can use. I'm kind of wanting something with red. My fingernails, I don't know what's going on. They're just shredding on me like onion skins. What else do I have here? That's pretty bright. That's too big. Let's see what else we have. You know, I think I'm going to go with that. I think I should have brought some doilies over before I started. So these are all paper, just copy paper, so I can use my glue stick on them. Oh, that's a new one. So, oh, I guess I gotta ink them first. See, now I've got hardly any room to work because I've closed myself in here. Oh, this one's cardstock. And I've set a timer for 30 minutes because I don't have the best internet here. And actually they came out last week. Last week, I was trying to upload a video to my new beading channel. Oh, there goes my timer. And it was taking days and it still wasn't uploading. So they fixed that, and now I'm getting some videos uploaded to that channel. But I find that I don't want them much more than a half an hour because they just take so long to upload, and it slows the rest of our internet down. And you can't just do anything on the internet then. Okay, so, oops. So you've kind of seen how I kind of struggle sometimes to decide what I'm going to put on my tags. And I don't even know what journals I'm going to put these in. I just wanted to make some ephemera. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this video. Man, I can never get anything straight. And I'm going to find what I want for my tags, and then I'll come back and we'll do another video of me decorating these tags, and then of me finishing them. So thank you very much. I wish you lots of luck and happiness, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.